Well, if love were a color, what color would it be? Poppy, Harlow, and Laura Jarrett celebrate the many forms it can take on with their new warm-hearted children's book, The Color of Love. And they are here to tell us all about it. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, this is the first interview you're doing together for this book.
I love it. First, Carol.
Yes, of course. Can I first ask how you guys decided, you know what, let's take a moment and do a book together?
It was such a fun journey, continues to be. It started during COVID when I think we all felt very isolated and alone because we were. And I approached Laura and I said to her...
She asked me out first.
I asked her on a date. I remember sitting on my stoop at our home in Brooklyn thinking about this book I wanted to write because we both have very young children.
Yeah.
And I approached Laura and I said, and you can finish the story.
She said, would you ever be interested in writing a children's book? And I said, well, I hadn't really thought about that. I have this like 4-month-old baby that I'm trying to corral at home. But that sounds interesting. Tell me more. And then we sat down and we literally wrote every word together. Sometimes we'd do it on Zoom. Sometimes we would be in our masks after our shows. We were both anchoring at CNN in our office.
And what a nice thing to be working on during that time, too. So Poppy, I'm just going to... So this book centers around Grace and all the kids in Miss Clementine's class. So tell us just the story.
So the story, this book came from a place of pain for the nation where we thought love was so important to be at the center of it. So the idea came to write this book with Laura after George Floyd was murdered in my hometown of Minneapolis, and we both have very little kids, and I thought, how can we teach them about love and inclusion? So that's the genesis of it, and the story is about Grace as a central character. She's in her class. The teacher assigns the kids a task of thinking about if love were a color, what would it be? And then we go to some really personal places, don't we?
And I think the whole idea was to show a lot of different kinds of families. So kids would see themselves, but they would also see families that don't look anything like them, but might share traditions that look familiar to them.
Yeah, and so that's what we want kids to take away from this book, right? It's just 100%. That we're all the same, even if we see things differently or feel things differently. Because really this book is about, you know, how the color of love can be different for everybody.
And it can change.
And it can change all the time.
And it is.
And so, Laura, I know that your oldest is 4.
Yes.
So
4 going on 44.
4 going on 44.
I can confirm that. He is one smart little cookie.
A handful.
James.
Has he told you what the color of love is?
Well, he has. So you'll notice our kids throughout the book, their names appear, and James has given me a lot of feedback on the James character in this book. What looks the same, what looks different. I would say his color is yellow, same as Poppy's. That's his favorite color. Since he's been 2 years old, his favorite color has been yellow. So he would say the color of love is yellow, but it could change on any given day.
Yes. And Poppy, this isn't your first children's book.
This is my second, but I got to tell you, the first book I loved writing, The Biggest Little Boy, about my son Luca. By the way, my daughter Sienna's like, where is my book?
Yeah, I was going to say, she's like,
this one.
Yeah, pressure's on now, Mom.
But writing alone is one thing. Writing together is a
so much
joy.
More fun,
so much more fun.
Yeah.
And we were friends, but we became like really good friends through this process.
What do you think in this process of writing this book together? Obviously, you started in COVID. You have since done the audio book together. What did you learn about each other in this process?
How similar we are. How
Two type A's.
Task-oriented. We would keep each other on track, right? Like, I would never want to do anything to disappoint her. So, of course, like, if it's a choice between let's write another chapter or take a nap, I'm going to choose Poppy.
I love that. I think one also thing that advice for any sort of co-authors out there of an adult book, a novel, or this, is that you can kind of sense when the other one needs you to pick up the slack. So, like, part of this was written when I was in law school, which, you know, Laura's a Harvard Law graduate over here, okay?
She's already done it.
So, and so she knew when I was stressed and in exams and things. And she would just intuitively know that and be like, I got it. I'm going to do this edit. I'm going to send it to Tamar, our great, publisher and editor. I got you. And then now Laura's like, literally on NBC around the clock, covering the trial, all the things. And I'm like, okay, I got this. That's a really beautiful thing that comes in a partnership.
It is. You got to have a shorthand. And I think in a situation like this, thankfully it's a children's book. It's more enjoyable, a little bit easier to write, more fun to write, but there's still a lot of deadlines you got to hit. So you guys have to be in sync.
Shout out to our illustrator.
Yes. Elisa, amazing.
All right, let me ask you both, what color is love for you today?
Definitely yellow on a dreary day like this.
Yes.
Yours is always yellow. I think mine is brown today. I think about my family and all the different shades of brown. So that's how I'm feeling today.
I love it. All right, well, The Color of Love comes out this Tuesday, May 14th, and you can meet Poppy and Laura on Tuesday at 1 p.m. at the shops at NBC right here in 30 Rock. Thank you both
for
for
having
coming
us.
in. Yeah, it was lovely to see you.